Talked to yesterday that is one of our contact people told us it wasn't going to start till noon. So once we rolled past 10 o'clock, we thought, let's just go ahead and do a quick preview live of the Mecum auction for you guys. So this is kind of a last minute. There's no announcement of when we're going to be doing our lives because it kind of depends on where we can find a location. And we'll see how the week goes here. Tomorrow will be Wednesday, and we'll see how the next couple days are if we can find a good location where we can do a live for you guys.
Because right now it's nice and quiet. Once the auction starts, we will not be able to do it
we'll
right
have to
here.
figure out where we can do it and have a place to stand or sit or something like that so we can talk to you guys and let you know when it's going to be. So behind us is a stage of all where they're going to be rolling the bikes through and stuff. They've got over, we didn't get an exact count yet, but it's over 2,000 motorcycles will be auctioned off here. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 days. So I know some of you subscribers are coming out for the auction, so it's pretty neat. They got a lot of neat stuff that's going to be auctioned off mostly Saturday morning. I think the auction starts at 10, so right at 10. They got a lot of memorabilia, signs, all kinds of stuff. Hey, if you want to buy us a sign to put in the new shop, hey, we
appreciate it.
We're all for it. So if you do that, let them know that we'll pick it up and we'll throw it in the back of the truck and we'll take her home with us. We thank you. So we're gonna look at that and see. We've got a couple people who's coming to the auction, so maybe Saturday morning we can have them here, and if we decide to buy something, we'll go through them and just pay them for it if something we can afford. But they had some really neat signs. They got a big giant Harley Davidson sign that we could put across the front of the garage or inside the garage probably. And because I know Steven always tells us how we're building a new dealership over there. So hey, maybe we can help out and get us that big Harley Davidson sign we can hang up inside to let everybody know that we're the Bullhead City Harley Davidson dealer now. That'd be kind of special. We got some pinball machines. Maybe one of you would like to invest in a pinball machine.
There's a really cool jukebox, but it said it doesn't work.
Yeah, so I don't know. Unless any of you can work on jukeboxes. It's a CD one. So it'd be kind of neat to have, but I mean, I don't know if I want it in the shop like that. But they got a lot of really neat things. They got a bar over there. They got a bunch of bicycles. They got all kinds of neat stuff. So hopefully tonight, we'll see if I get time that I can throw a video together or to put together for you guys so you can kind of see what they're going to have here. But you can actually go on their website and they have a lot of pictures and stuff of the bikes they're going to be auctioning off. Mike Wolfe from American Pickers. He's got a collection of bikes back here, and he's got a bunch more because when I looked in, they sent me an email, and I put it on our Facebook page, and I think he's got like 12 or 15 of them that he's selling, but the ones that are over here, most of these need to be restored except for one, and they're pretty rough. And so, hey, if you're a Mike Wolfe fan,
they're ones he found out in somebody's
barn
or
dirt
field.
Yeah, who knows where they came from. So pretty neat. I don't know. We only got a couple people on 14. I don't know if anybody's saying anything or not. Probably pull it up on your phone.
Antonio was on.
Oh, you gotta watch the table. It's a little shaky.
Yeah, it is.
So we can't move it too much because we're sitting on top of the bar that overlooks. This is normally where they have the rodeos at. We're at South Point Casino in Las Vegas, right at the far end of, I guess it would be the southern end.
Yes, of the strip.
Yeah, way down there.
It's on Las Vegas Boulevard, but it's way
down
the other
by
end.
Pro Bass is down in this area. It's right off, is it Silverton Road? Is that what it was?
The Silverton Ranch Road, yeah.
Pull up right there. And it's right
Slim Jim's on too.
So if you're in Vegas area, let us know. We're going to be running in and out of here, so we'll be in and out of the thing. You don't have to pay to come in if you want to meet us. We're probably going to eat lunch, maybe over at Steak and Shake right over here if you're in the area. Let us know. We're on Las Vegas time now, not running on Arizona time.
So yeah, we're Pacific time right now.
So pretty exciting. Not getting much done in the garage. I don't know if we're going to get anything done in the garage. We'll see how that all turns out. Because when we get home, we got to take the RV and move it over to the house, and she can finish packing it all up. And then I got to put the boat in the garage and do some upholstery, take some upholstery apart, because one of our subscribers down there in Daytona, his wife does upholstery work, said she'd work us a really good deal. We're just going to patch it up. We're not going to replace all the stuff at this moment. But I got to take it all apart so we can take it.
Most of it's in really good condition. It's just the part that gets most of the sun and where you come in and
out. I really think it's true. I don't know if any of your boaters or not, that when you put sunscreen and stuff, we have it down at the river, that people just go nuts. You can't sit on the boat if you got suntan lotion on and all this stuff. And I think that might be it, because where people are touching that on the back of the cushions, that's where we got the cracking and stuff at. So now, since it's going to be in the garage, it'll last a lot longer. So we're hoping, because we have a crest boat, and it's got a really neat pattern between the top piece. The middle piece is like a material, and then it goes down to the other. Well, all the bottom stuff's pretty good except for a cushion that flew off one day. But
somebody driving too fast.
Somebody didn't secure it properly.
We went and picked it up. It was getting work done. We got a new axle on it and tires because the axle was bowed. Anyway.
Boat's heavy. So, I don't know if any of you got any questions about Las Vegas. Temperature here is a little cool. It was about 40 degrees this morning when we got up. And it's only going to get in the 50s today. And actually, Emery HVAC, him and his buddy, what's his buddy? Jason, they're out riding around. They rented some bikes the other day. They came by the house. We saw them on Monday we seen them, and they got to see the garage. One of the first subscribers to actually go in and see what the real garage looks like, and actually knows where it's at. So he took a bunch of pictures and he posted them someplace, I don't know where. And so it's pretty neat. So we got to meet those guys. It was kind of neat. We got quite a few subscribers that are in Las Vegas right now, and we're happy to meet up with you. We do have some stuff going on tonight. We're meeting with a friend that we have in Vegas here. Going to have dinner with her, and then tomorrow night we've been invited to a private party for the industry. We're getting big. We're getting to be the industry. That's pretty great. And so it's down at a motorcycle shop downtown. So it's going to be pretty neat. Never been there.
Did you ever find out where Main Street was?
No, I'll have to look it up on the map. Don't know where the hell it's at.
I've never seen Main Street in Las Vegas. There's the Strip.
I looked it up, but I don't remember where it was at. And so we're going to be down there, and then so that's Wednesday night. Thursday night, we're having dinner with somebody else, Emery. We're going to have dinner with them, and because they're leaving on Friday, so we're going to have them.
Should be Craig.
Yeah. So Friday we've got one of our subscribers are coming here for the weekend. He bought a Harley last year here.
No,
Terry
that's
did.
Terry.
He bought a bike here last year, so he's coming in, and I think he's getting here Thursday or Friday. And so we'll be seeing him here. And he's the one I'm hoping that he'll be here on Saturday and we can bid through him. Hopefully. There you go, Terry, we need some help. And save me some money from having to buy a pass to buy one. We just got media stuff. We can't really bid on anything. So, but I mean, I don't know if I'm going to bid. I don't know how. Some of the stuff here, sometimes you can get something that's a really great deal. People just don't want it. But then you got some other people that just bid stupid on it. Like I say, over here, these bikes that Mike Wolfe has, a couple of them are rough as hell. They need a total restore. The motors are probably locked up on them. They're so rusted. And Sony was standing there on the phone talking and said they heard through the grapevine it's going to go between $60,000 and $70,000 for his bikes you have to restore. So it's just insane. So, that I guess if you got something you want to really restore and do, you're going to spend the money for it. But some of these signs and stuff, they got some clocks over here. Some of them is not really antique stuff. They got a soda machine, would be kind of neat to have. But I mean, soda machine's probably worth about $500, but I mean, I have no idea what some stupid person will spend for it. You can go buy a Pepsi machine, and I can probably have the inlay made by somebody. Get a clear emblem on like I did before, and we had decals put on it for a sign we used to have when we had our DJ company. So you could make one, probably. So I have to see what it goes for. They got a bar over there, which I'm really not interested in the bar. But they got a lot of signs and stuff. They've got some Honda stuff. They got a whole collection of, looks like some kind of foreign bike shop. Must have just closed up, and they threw all these parts in a barrel. And if I get it up tonight, you'll get to see that. If you're somebody that's looking for some foreign bike parts, most of them I had never heard of these bikes. So I don't know, they're English bikes or what the hell they are, Indian. There's a whole collection of bikes here that's going to go through pretty quickly. Whoops. My phone went nuts.
Rotate device.
Hello. Woo, showing some boobs there. Hey, there we are. Where I got it on the gimbal because I didn't want to go back out to the truck to get the actual stick to hold it. And I don't know why it went off. It went crazy there. Woo, it was doing a roller coaster ride. So, pretty exciting. So, got a few people.
Oh, I don't know
what is it doing.
I don't know.
Is the battery low on this thing?
Hopefully not.
Oh, I charged it up. I don't know.
Not holding its
If it's not doing it, we're going to have to take the phone off of there.
Yeah.
It does it again. Crazy thing. Maybe I'll push the button and maybe it'll... Oops, there it goes. Up. Now I'll move it up again. Oops. That one didn't work. Oh, that one. Up, wrong way. Well, we'll see how that one works. It kind of puts it on the lock mode. And we'll see if it locks in the mode. So don't go crazy again. It's pretty neat. You can't really see the signs back there. They got this is the stage area back here behind us. There's just a few people kind of mingling around. Most of the people buy off the internet. You can log in and do it all.
because you think for this big giant auction and all these bikes selling, it's like there's
probably,
in the seats.
There's probably like 500 people probably show up, maybe more. And but I mean, this is opening day. We weren't here. I guess we're gonna have to take it off. I don't know what's happening to it. I guess the battery must be getting low on that guy.
Well, then turn that off, and I'll hold this. All right.
I charged that up. It shouldn't have did that fast.
I don't know.
Here. Just a moment of detail here that we need to. Hey, there we are. Oh! Guess I got to take the holder off the phone. Maybe that'll help. If I can get it off the phone. There we go. There.
Technical
So if you just came
difficulties.
on, we were on a roller coaster, and it was flipping around, and we were over there on that.
New York.
That's right. We were on that roller coaster over there. It was kind of neat and crazy. So, seen a few people there made comments while I
Whoa,
was
he says,
flipping.
hang on, Steven says.
We were
Steve
hanging
says.
on there. Needed a seatbelt.
Yep,
Need the harness put on you. Had our harnesses on here to hold us in.
yep.
So yeah, pretty exciting. We'll have more information as the auction goes on here, but it's pretty neat. It's I think it's $30 to get in here, and if you know anybody that's actually bidding, you can actually get a guest pass that comes. I think it's free. That's how we were going to get in last year. One of our subscribers called and said, "Hey, do you want to come to the auction?" Well, I never even heard of Mecum before, And down there in Kissimmee, they just had one. They had 14 days, and that was all cars.
Yeah.
And if there is a motorcycle, they can throw them in. But this one is solely motorcycle. What's neat about this is you can get down here, you can touch these bikes. It's like going to a museum, and it's on crack. Because you touch it all, you can get around it, you can take pictures, and it's like some of these bikes, you're never going to see anything like these anywhere in the world. It might be like we have one bike here, it's a one of a kind that Harley Davidson built for a guy. And so we're going to show that on a video. I won't tell you now about it. But so there's some really neat things here. And that bike you can buy. And I think it sells on Saturday. But
There's another bike by a famous rock and roll band.
oh, yeah. And that's going to be really neat. He was a lead singer of probably everybody's going to know who this guy is. The biggest. Pretty big. Not Rolling Stones or nothing like that. But he's still a really great band. Head singer, lead singer, and he's got his bike here and some memorabilia that's being sold with that. Who knows what that... We're going to make sure we're here when that auction goes. So I want to see what that puppy goes for. That thing could be if you're one of
That'll
these...
be on the video coming up.
If you're
too.
one of the fans that for this band, you might, somebody might pay $1 million for this bike.
If you got the money.
Yeah, just to sit at home and say, hey, I got so-and-so's personal bike.
I don't know, does all that stuff come with it too?
I don't know. We're gonna go
There
back
was,
over there.
books
They were
and-
doing a photo shoot in front
Yeah.
of it, so we just kind of got a quick shot. And we're gonna walk over there later and put it for the video. And if all goes well, I'll try to get a video out tonight or tomorrow that you guys can see, just kind of a heads up of a little bit of what's here. Probably not a whole lot of what the auction is going to be doing today, but just kind of show you what is here and what's there. Because the best day to come is now, because if you come on the first day, you get to see all the bikes, everything before they're sold. We want to be downstairs when they come across with the very first bike, be number one. That'd be kind of neat.
But I didn't see a number one. The first number I saw was 130.
Yeah, so I don't know how the numbers come up. We just went here last year. We had no idea what we were doing. We came in here just for a couple days, and they invited us back again. So we're like, hey, let's come back. And we were wanting to come in and film them setting everything up. And then I thought the auction didn't start till Wednesday or Thursday. And then we called him yesterday. I guess he called us and said, hey, what's going on? What do you need? What do you that? And we're like, well, we got to kind of film everything being set up. He says, all the bikes are here at 6 o'clock. Anything after 6 o'clock on Monday night
Last night.
aren't going to get in. So it's like, oh, so much for filming that. Maybe next year we'll get here. Probably on the weekends they start setting up.
Yeah.
Probably Sunday or Monday. So we'll find out. Maybe we'll ask now before we leave. And it's just kind of neat to see the stage. We could do a fast take on it, of them building the stage and all that stuff. And the bikes coming in, how they come in. Because they say a lot of times the actual people that own the bikes bring them and drop them off.
And some are shipped, you can tell, because they're in crates and stuff. So
Kind of neat. So we just wanted to give you a quick letdown, a quick update on where we're at and what's going on this week. We had a lot of highlight
Neil's on.
videos.
Holy cow, Neil, what time is it at your place?
It's just 1 hour earlier
Oh, I guess.
because we're in Pacific
So
time.
it's 10, so it's about 9 there.
Yeah.
Almost 10.
He's been busy at the Moose Lodge there, writing up moose hunting degrees or whatever they do there at the
License.
I think they make the
Forestry.
rules. I think they said he's about done with that. He's had enough fun with that. I don't know. Hey, if it don't pay you nothing, why do it?
Yep. He says I am. Oh, he told me the time. 9:49. So it's almost, that's 10, so it's almost 11 here.
Yeah. So if you're in Vegas, let us know. And like I said, we're happy to come out. You don't have to pay to come in here if you don't want to pay to see it. I think she said it was $30. She heard it on the news this morning.
Yeah.
And we didn't check. But it's not bad if you just want to come. But if you have to bid, we'll have to look and see. I think it's like $100 or $250 or something if you want to bid here. They even got a finance guy here if you want to, if you're not sure, maybe you got a credit card you're going to put stuff on and you're like, I don't know what I could bid on. Well, you can go down here and there's Mecum's actually got a financial, which we had the guy talk to us today. We're going to try to put that on tonight and explain that you can come here, or if you're at home, you can do it online, and they'll give you a line of credit. So they might say, hey, we'll give you a $50,000 line of credit. So any bike you buy here, they'll automatically approve up to $50,000 for it. So that's kind of neat. Or you might be somebody that might say, hey, we'll give you $250,000. Don't know your credit. Or they might say, how about 50 cents?
Oh, we're going to slide off. Keeps going down.
Slipping and sliding.
Yeah, Neil says, don't know this was going on to be live. I sent you an email.
Last minute live. We weren't planning on doing any lives till tomorrow because we didn't think the show started till tomorrow. So we were just going to, while we were killing time here, because it was supposed to start at the internet said 10. And the guy called us last night, one of the guys in charge here, one of our contact people, said that it started at noon. But we wanted to get here early because it opens at 8. You can come in here at 8 o'clock already and start looking at the bikes and figuring out what you want. They got little books you can pick up, and we'll pick some of those books up, and they will raffle them off or something for you guys. Not money, but we'll give them away. And we got a couple from last year. They were actually
coffee table books.
Yeah, they were ones that were there was a $4 million collection that was sold. Each bike gives you a great detail, and we should have grabbed a whole lot more of them because at the end there was a bunch of them there. And I think we grabbed like a half a dozen or something. Of course, I want to keep one. And but they're really neat, and if you don't know, well, even if you do know a lot about bikes, but it gives you a lot of specs and stuff on them, and kind of neat. So it's this is really neat to come to, and I don't know if any place else has auctions like this where they're having, like I say, over 2,000 bikes they're going to be selling here, and or putting up for auction. Not all of them may sell, but almost everything we looked at had no reserve on them. So they're going to go. I mean, they have everything. There's Hondas and Yamahas, Kawasaki's, lots of Indians this year. A lot more Indians than we've seen last year. But maybe more Indians are sold in the first couple of days. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know, because Terry doesn't come until Thursday.
Yeah, so that's why I said maybe it's...
I don't know.
I don't know if he's looking for an Indian or they're just coming.
George is on. Hey there, George. How you doing?
You want to buy a new bike?
Mike Wolfe's, yeah. His collection's over here. We saw it.
So we filmed a little bit of it, but he's got more here. We haven't looked for the numbers yet, but they're not going to be auctioned off till this Friday or Saturday?
Friday.
Yeah. So we're hoping he shows up, and we can get him on camera or something, so that'd be kind of neat. And we met him probably 10 years ago in Sturgis. If any of you ever watched that video where they took that, I think it was an Indian bike, they took to Sturgis to sell it, and the guy was meeting them there, and they walked down the street after they sold it, and they do a little kick with their heels. I think, what was the other guy's name? Frank did like a little kick or something with him. Well, if you got to have a big TV, about a 55-inch TV, if you look in the background, we are walking there.
There's a couple walking behind him across
the
street.
That's us. If you pause it, you'll see. Because I told her, don't react. Because if we do something stupid, they're going to cut it out. Yeah. So I just kind of walk and kind of glance over at them and move on. Well, we took pictures with them. They were real good, and they took some pictures. But it was before we ever had a channel. And but they were really nice guys, so we met them both. And I know the other one's been really sick. Hopefully he's still alive. He's got cancer or something. Frank does. And but they were really great guys. They were very nice. And so I'm hoping Mike will be here because it'd bring more money if he could talk a little bit about his bikes before they go on. Because even if you're at home, you're gonna go, wow, there's Mike Wolfe. I want one of his bikes. There's a bunch of people that are big fans of American pickers. Yeah. And because almost everybody we talk to says they didn't know his name was Mike Wolfe. Most people don't always know his last name. But when you say the American pickers, Mike, and they'll go, is it the tall, skinny one? Yeah, the big, tall, skinny one. And see, you guys are like me. You don't remember everybody's name.
No.
I knew his name was Mike. Because when they said Mike Wolfe, I was like, oh, I know who he is.
Oh, but Neil says he heard that he passed.
Oh, he might have. It was really bad. It's sad. And I know he left the show, and they had some problems with that. And he was just a really great guy. And we met him, and he was the nicest man in the world. And no complaints, if we would have had a YouTube channel, they probably would have said a few words on our YouTube channel. So we're hoping we catch Mike, we can get him to say a few things. Maybe his brother might come. I know his brother's involved with that, but I don't know. They're flying from wherever the heck they're at. They might be out here doing some picking out here in Vegas area.
Yeah, George says he met him out in Sturgis too. It might have been the same time, and he said he knows that it probably will bring a lot more money if he's here. Talks about him.
Oh yeah. So we're hoping.
Because if you just say Mike Wolfe, because that's what he said. So I guess somebody wrote a message and I was reading it and I said, who's Mike Wolfe? And he's like, you've met him before? And I'm thinking, I don't know.
She's met a lot of people.
I know.
Not just you guys, but we met a lot of movie stars and stuff. She's got pictures with all kinds of people.
And so then he told me, and I'm like, oh, okay. I just didn't ring a bell.
Well, she wasn't as big a probably American picker. A lot of times I probably had it on. She was on her phone, not paying attention to the show. Because I like that. I like looking at old stuff. It doesn't matter if it's motorcycles. I was really neat to go see the old REO. Was it REO or Aerosmith? They got that van. It was Aerosmith.
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith fan, when they bought that was a really neat show. And we don't watch it as much anymore because I did like Frank a lot better than I did his brother being on there.
Yeah, don't recall the year.
I'd say it's at least 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe even longer. It's been a while.
Well, I was walking, so couldn't have been that first time we went. But we were watching American Pickers, and we knew they were going up there. And then also, I think that was the same year the Pawn Star guys, Rick was up there.
Well, that was when
and
we
they were
stayed
actually
at
staying at
Kathmandu.
Kathmandu.
Yeah, and they kept saying
and
what time
we
were there, the time, because what they were bringing was they were buying a 3-wheel fiberglass vehicle or something.
It was from some movie, Taxi or some movie. I don't know. It was,
they were supposed to be there, and they said, "Oh, they're going to be here like at 6 o'clock." Well, we sat there, and it's like 7 o'clock, and it's like we want to go out and have some fun. We're not going to just sit here. And then like an hour after we left, then they showed up. So but we've met the pawn stores too. The only one I never got to meet was the old man, but we've met Rick and Chumley, and what's the son's name?
Big Boss.
Yeah. So we met all three of them. They do poker runs here. When we had Bike Fest here, they did a charity ride that they led, and they're really nice. If you can catch them off the property, or if they're over at their stores where they sell, I think Chumley's got a candy store or something over there. If you go over there when they're around, they'll talk to you and stuff. But I mean, now they're doing not the Pickers, but the Pawn Stars doing traveling now. They're on the road, so they're not even at the show.
So it's funny because it's Rick and Chumley. It's not Rick and his son.
Yeah. So it's you never did see. We were told years ago that there's actually on the other side of that wall inside the Pawn Stars is a duplicate of what's in this side. So when they do the recording, they put it over there and they bring in people. So I don't know. We've never been there when they've recorded. We've never seen them there when we were recorded. When we were in there. So if anybody was there and you seen them actually filming that day and you got to be standing in the crowd, let me know. But other than that, that's what we were told, and we're sticking to it.
On. He's been a busy guy. They went out east, and I heard Wyatt got first place in his cheer competition, and they said it was one of the hardest categories. So kudos to him.
He's been doing a lot of stuff.
To see it. If you guys got a video of it, you need to put some of it up.
Yeah. And so it's pretty neat, and we're going to try to see. Somebody had a suggestion about maybe trying to bring him out, see if he could. But I don't know if he would do this or not. We haven't talked to his dad, so I don't want to say nothing. Something we want to do maybe during Sturgis with him. But he's got to stand, and I just don't think it would be a smart move for him to be off of it unless he did it in the evening, because he closes probably at dark.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. So some exciting things going on, and Daytona's coming up really quick here. We're counting down. And the countdown's down, and we're getting ready. We could be leaving as early as next week sometime. We're going to be watching the temperatures. And as soon as we see, we didn't want to go this week because there's a freaking tornado going through
the South.
Louisiana and Mississippi. I think it's supposed to be there.
On the Rock
I don't know if it was last night or
at.
today. And it's like, nope, we ain't going to be going now. Well, we wouldn't have made it that quick anyway. It's going to take us 4 days probably to get across freaking Texas.
Yes, it does. It's crazy.
So as soon as we find out Texas, and if any of you are down there in Texas or any of you are down there in Louisiana, Mississippi, keep us in touch. If you hear that it's going to be, now we can't go this week, and next week we couldn't leave until probably close to the weekend, Thursday or Friday, because we have a lot of things to do the first part of the week to get finished up to get on the road. So I got a propane leak I need to fix, and just a whole lot. We got a tire I got to get fixed, had a screw in it. I don't know if it's leaking or not, but I'll let the tire shop take it out because they got road hazard on them. Picked up a screw in the parking lot.
George
My
said
parking
he's
lot.
never watched the Mecum auction before.
Me neither.
So the only thing Mike's bike he could probably afford is the knuckle with the 36 side case. Not an antique, but you never know.
And they got just about there are a bunch of knuckles here. I've seen those. I filmed some today because some of them got little fancy signs on them, tells you what they are and stuff. I took pictures of them, and we'll do videos on them. But I'm not going to stop the video so you can read the whole paragraph, which would be probably like 5 minutes. Yeah, so you'll have to stop it, and if you want to read it, I leave it on for about 3 or 4 seconds, 5 seconds, and that's it. You can see the name of the bike, and if you want to read all that, you pause it. So don't come back and say, I can't read none of that stuff, you didn't stop it. Well, if I did that, videos would be like a 5-hour video to show you like 20 bikes. So it's pretty neat because I'm not good at looking at all these bikes and tell you exactly what years they are. I've always rode bikes. I've never really been, I want to learn more. Actually out here, we were supposed to have a bunch of stuff we were going to do this week and it didn't turn out. People weren't in town and things like that, and just a mess. But it's okay. And but I'm going to be going maybe next week even. I don't know. Might be going over to Dynajet, which is out of Vegas here, and they're going to let me sit through some training classes. Not looking to get being able to do dyno or anything, but just to understand a little bit more about how
What
to
they do
tune
and how to
bikes
do
and
it.
what you're looking for and things like that. I know about cars, so it's probably very similar to, you know, working on cars and setting back in the day when you could set carburetors and all that kind of stuff. But I never did a dyno on a car either. So
George said his first bike was a 37, just like that one. He said he sold it for $500.
probably kicking yourself. She's like that. She had a '66 Impala Super Sport in mint condition. And her dad, and she goes, it doesn't have air conditioning. That's right when we got ready to get married. I want to carry her with air conditioning. So her dad gave her the old Buick Wildcat she had, 4-door, which still was, if we would have had that car today, that'd probably be worth $10,000 or $15,000, maybe even more. 4-door needed to be painted and stuff, but it was all original. And but now everybody's into 4-doors. And then after that, we traded it for a station wagon, and then I traded that for a pickup truck. And that was the end of that mess. We had a Fairmont once. 1981 Ford Fairmont. What a piece of junk that was. Actually, I never really had that much trouble with it, but when we bought it, I think we paid $7,000 or $8,000 for it, and it was like the next year it was only worth half of what it was. The only good thing about that car was it got the hell beat out of it by hail. So we ended up doing really good. I got like $4,000 or $5,000 for hail damage on it, and then I sold it for like $2,500. So it's like, hey, we came out pretty good on the old car. She drove it around with the kids in the back.
Yep, that was the kid car.
Until she had the Porsche, and that didn't happen very long either because she got caught driving on the sidewalk. Somebody called me up, and I used to have my own business. And they're like, you guys have a Porsche? And I'm like, a yellow one? And I'm like, yeah. She says, I think I seen your wife driving in front of the high school. She was up on the sidewalk passing people. And so she gets home, and I'm like, where were you at today? She goes, why? Did you drive around the high school? And she's like, yeah, probably. Why? I said, was you kind of going around all the cars on the side of the road or on the sidewalk or something? She goes, what do you mean? How do you know? What do you want? What? I said, I got people. People know me. So she lost that car. She ended up with a '64
A box.
Nova
It was a
4-door.
cardboard box on wheels.
Grandma's car. And it had baby moons and everything on it. I made her drive that for probably 6 months. And then I got her a '77 Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
Drove that for a long time.
Yep, that 46,000 miles
Have
on
you
it.
seen any 1954 anniversary pans for sale?
No,
I miss being at the 7980 in Tennessee.
We'd have to look.
Rapping says he went to the Kissimmee auction.
Oh, yeah. It was pretty neat. I seen some stuff. We kind of
Kissimmee.
watched it. But I guess the one when they do it
Bull's
on
Hey, Bull.
when they do it on TV, I guess they don't show. I'm assuming they don't show this live. That they show it the recap at night. I don't know. We last
I
week.
guess you'd have to stream it then if you wanted to bid on stuff.
You know, you just pull your internet up and do it. I'm assuming that's how it is. Radfink, I know he knows because he's gone to, when we said we went to Mecum last year, he says, I always go to the Kissimmee one. You guys ought to come down. That'd be really early. That just was last week, 14 days. So
Then we'd miss this one.
yeah, we wouldn't have came back from that. So kind of neat and kind of exciting. And but yeah, so things are getting ready. The garage isn't going to get nowhere done. We got the electrical hooked up. Emery's going to work with us on our air conditioning and stuff like that and our heating. So we're going to go. Is that somebody we know?
Who?
Somebody's taking a picture. Wave.
Oh, yeah, that's Dave Eastwood. See? I remember.
You can come around. You got to go down and come
you
up.
gotta go down and come back up.
Yeah. That's all. We're not going to be too much longer. We're
Well,
not going to be too much longer.
Because they're probably going to start.
Yeah. So you can come around, come up. You can have a seat. You don't want to be on camera? No.
I think I saw it live. Number
So one of our
called
subscribers
Benny
are
once
here.
in a while is back.
So kind of neat. And
they will show it live.
they
Red
don't
Thing
show it
says
live?
They will show it live.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't know. But I mean, it's because I guess it's on their network. Because aren't they on Motor Trend? And so I don't know if they have their own channel, or is it on Reels, or I don't know what it is. I mean, there's so many freaking TV stations now. Everybody's got their own channel. It's like Cops is on Reels or something now. What are you laughing at now?
Now it's on Reels.
Let me tell you a joke.
No. You. I'm laughing at you.
Where are my glasses?
Laughing with you. Yes, I am. I don't know where. They have a YouTube channel live. Oh, there you go. How about that?
Because we're not allowed to film the auction. And we're not live. Well, we are live, but I mean, we're not going to, the things that we show you during the show. And they never said nothing. Well, she kind of, the first time we got here, the guy that called us last night came up to her and said, who are you? What are you doing here?
Well, we were down on the floor, and they told us no filming during the auction because they've got their live show going on. And I wasn't filming, but I had my camera down there, and he was like, you're not supposed to be down here. Who are you, and where are you with?
But we got a hold of some big wig here when we first.
Well, I called him back the next day, and he was like, he says, anything I can do for you, let me know. Call me, text me. And I said, well, I met you yesterday. I don't know if
He didn't respond after that. But it's funny how,
George said he just picked up his bike this morning, had some work done. Now I got to put it back together and the sidecar connected, and I will come to Daytona, but doubtful. I would like to come to Daytona, but doubtful.
Come on down. You can come down for just a couple days.
Yeah. And then Bill T said he had a Fairmont too, and it went through Mount St. Helens with the ash, and it wrecked the motor.
You get good insurance on that? At least ours, we could still drive it. It was beat to hell. I don't know who I sold it to. We had a little car lot in front of my garage, and I bought my lot from a guy that they used to call it the Magic Circle, Magic Corner, because it was everybody drove past our shop all the time. And when I walked up to the guy to ask him how much he wanted for the property, he gave me this super low price. And he never thought I would come up with the money, and we ended up getting a loan from the bank and all this stuff, and we bought this corner. And bad thing was I went through a small business loan, which never, ever get a small business loan. Because there's a lot of red tape to it, and if you try to sell the business after that, they penalize you. Because what they do is they sell your, like right now, if you had a small business loan, they would sell it for about 12 or 13% to somebody, because that's what interest rates are going on commercial right now. Well, then what would happen is when interest gets down to like 2% again, and you sell your business, you have to pay this guy what he would have made in the 30 years.
Or 15, however long.
Yeah, however long your loan was for. And so we got screwed because nobody told us that, anything. And then when I sold the business, they came up and said, we were expecting a nice check. And they're like, here's $20 check. I'm like, $20 for what? They said, well, and then they showed us all this. And I'm like, well, why didn't somebody, well, probably was in the paperwork and we never seen it when we signed it originally. We got
when you have to sign those 45 papers, it was probably in that, but,
And we should have probably had a lawyer, but me and my brother bought it.
We were in our 20s, so.
Yeah, so it was like, we just wanted the garage, we were trying the clothes, and so it was an all right garage, but it just got to be, my brother didn't want to work with me anymore. He wanted to make more money, and it just it's tough having your own business nowadays. And that was back in the 80s. And so, same thing, we had a problem there. We just didn't have a lot of cash. And we did that. We rented Ryder trucks and we worked on cars. And my specialty was brakes and front end work is what I did. But we didn't have alignment rack or nothing. Couldn't afford that. But I had a pipe bender. Used to bend exhaust and all that. I was pretty good at that. Did a lot of duels.
Anybody knows who Major Muffler is?
Back when we used to take converters off cars and stuff, and they let you and they didn't care. We didn't have emissions back then in Illinois then. Now they do. But they didn't back then. So got all my work done on my truck. It's running pretty good. So far, and we drove it back to California and back. Gas mileage isn't really that great, but coming back, I was doing about 85 to 90. And so it seemed like with all that stuff on it, I actually got a better gas mileage at faster speeds. But this is getting me, because the other day we had just started out and we were getting over 20 miles a gallon on it just in town. Going out to the highway, I was doing like 55. So it's going to do probably a lot better gas mileage when we're going slower, but putting it to the floor and moving fast is probably going to get pretty close to what I normally. But we'll have to see when we put the trailer on and see how it is. You didn't know how the wind was. Wind out here is nuts right now. It's about 35, 40 mile an hour wind.
Ask poor Emery and Jason are.
And we're going to have them on our channel when they get back. They rented some bikes
Thursday.
from
Eagle Rider.
And they got some newer Harleys, some 22s, which we had heard the rumor that Harley wasn't going to let them have any bikes anymore. So we want to call them too while we're here, see if we can get a hold of and talk to them. So we can
I'll have to text you because we're not really broadcasting what we did to the truck.
Yeah.
Rep being fun to know what you did to it.
Yeah. It's got to do with that stinky stuff that you got to put in it.
Urine.
Yeah. So that's the way it is. Well, we ended up finding out that after I started listening to videos and stuff, there's a lot of, I would say, unless you're in California, I would say about 50% of the trucks that are on the road don't have their stuff on it anymore. Because once I started watching these videos and hearing how they sound and what comes out of the tailpipe and all this, you can, a lot more than you think. So my truck's out of warranty. It's over 100,000. It's 107,000 miles on it now. So we'll see how it all runs.
Customs on. Hey there, how you doing?
Who is?
Jared from Wessom Customs.
Oh, okay. How's it going?
I always say it wrong. It's Weesum, isn't it? It's Weesum. I said Wessom. I know. Yes. So all that stuff that I don't know how legal it is, but that's what we did. To get better gas mileage.
It's a racing truck now. I race it. And,
but you can definitely smell the diesel now, where before you couldn't. Now it smells like.
You can just sit and, like, if you're driving in town with the windows down, it's.
You can smell diesel.
It's like the old diesel trucks.
Yeah.
But it's not smoking real bad or nothing unless you get on it. I only went with the 50 more horsepower, so it's not as loud as some of these guys are. It's a little louder than stock.
Okay.
I did put a muffler underneath it. But right now what we're doing is we're doing tests on it. Because when we're all done, we're going to put everything back on it. Because we're just doing a test on it because I think there was something wrong with my system that I had on it. So that's what we're doing. Got parts ordered for replacement.
Yeah. But that thing is huge. It's like sitting in the garage. It should run way better, Wrapping said.
So I was listening to the guy in Georgia that's got a YouTube channel. He's a diesel shop, and he was actually doing pulling the motors out of some of them that had like 175,000 miles on them, and it looks like the 6.7s are having some trouble with the main bearings on the bottom of them, not on the top, on the bottom, because what he says is they run under 2,000 RPMs, and they should be running over 2,000 RPMs. They wouldn't cause that problem. But if you look at the upper bearing, the sleeve, you pull it down, it looks like brand new, but the bottom one is all kind of shaved off and everything. So I don't know. I don't know if that's somebody else we know up there or not. No, straight ahead.
Straight ahead. No, I don't know.
I don't know if he's looking at us, looking past us.
Probably
so
looking past
at that,
us.
we'll go ahead and how many people get on?
35.
Oh, holy smokes, not bad for the
Don't forget to
middle
give
of
us
the
a
day.
thumbs up before you
So
leave.
you might be on your lunch break. Remember, tell the boss that Papa Tam says it's okay to watch during work time, because we're teaching you all about your job.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who else is on new? Dean Kirkman. Hey guys, hope you're doing Daytona this year. Hope to see you there.
Yes. We'll be getting to Daytona we'll be getting to Florida really early. We should be roughly, my thought is by the 18th of February, we should be in Florida. But we're waiting on weather. So if you're anywhere in Texas or Louisiana in the next week, keep us up to date what the 10-day forecast is. Because what we're looking for is we want to get through Texas at least. The daytime temperatures around 60. At night, try to keep it above freezing. And it'd be great if it would stay around 40, high 40s or low 50s would be great at night. But that's asking for a lot. We travel across the 10. So that's where we're looking for our weather and stuff.
Try to stay south.
But we're not going to do, it's only happened once. We got on all that nasty ice last year. We ain't doing that again. And last year we were really cut on time because we couldn't stop. So this year we'll be ahead of schedule to where if we did end up getting some snow, we could stay, but then we got to spend money for campgrounds and all that, which we don't like to do. It's cheaper to park in a parking lot and boondock overnight.
Yep.
Dry camp, they call it.
That's true.
We got a generator and water and all the important things that you need. But if it gets really cold, it's cheaper to go in a campground because then I can turn the furnace down and we can turn the electric heater on and we can run that and not burn up all my propane before we get across, because you got to have some propane.
Oh, ain't kill.
That's right, propane. So,
Are you wrapping it up then?
yeah, I guess.
All right. So thanks for hanging out with us this morning, and we're getting ready for the Mecum auction to start. Should start pretty soon here,
Yep.
and we'll see you all real
Tomorrow.
soon. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, think about Patreon, ring that bell for notifications.
What'd they say? Before we
let me see.
click the button.
David Eastwood says, "Good morning, everybody," and he's actually
Here.
right here somewhere. And Rapping says, "Peace." George says, "Enjoy pating us Mike Wolfe's collection if it comes up." Alrighty, we will. We filmed a lot of his bikes over there, so it'll be on the video if he gets one done.
And so
up
probably
there.
when the auction goes through, we'll be in the background because they're not going to complain. I think what they do is they don't want any live stuff going because they're broadcasting live. So we don't want to, we don't want to infringe them on what they're doing, which is fine. We're okay with that. But
So I
to
don't
show
know,
you
they're gonna sell
after
each
the
bike
fact.
separate, or they're gonna try to sell the
No,
whole
I
collection?
think they'll probably go all individually. I don't think they'll sell a whole collection, and nobody's going to buy that. He's not that popular.
Mr. K says bye.
And so yeah, they'll probably sell them individually, and we'll be in the background. If nothing else, we'll take some pictures of the final bids of each bike so you can kind of see what they sold for, and we'll talk about that. What you talk about that? And might be a good selection to talk about some of the bikes that they sell for. But you could actually go on their website, which I didn't know when we talked to them last year like that. You can actually go on Mecum's website and you can go back years and you can see what bikes sell for. Like if you want to buy a 57 Panhead, like they were just asking for, you can go in there and you can see what it's sold for previous years to give you an idea of what something
What it
like that
might
would
go
go
for.
for. So that's kind of neat. We didn't know that they had all that resources here at Mecum, which is kind of neat. They probably got it for cars too. But,
Because you never know. Because some things I thought would be like, wow, that's going to sell for a lot. It sells for $2,000, and then something I think, oh, that is.
we seen a BMW bike here last
and
year.
it sold for like $20,000.
It was like an 80s model BMW, all plastic. Looked like it was drugged down the highway and it brought like $4,000. I'm like, I wouldn't have gave him $50 for the bike. So.
Jason's on. Jason and Emory HVAC. Hey, they're in El Chahano. Is it El Centro? El Centro, California. It said LCHANTO. I know where El Centro is. I don't know where El Chahano is. So they're on their way to San Diego.
There's a tower you guys can stop by on the 8th there. I forgot where it was at, though. I was going to send it to you, and I didn't do it. It's supposed to be right off the 8 in California. But it's some kind of tower. Look it up. Yep. It's worth the stop. Little thing you can look up. It's called the Desert Tower. I think
it must be
El Central.
Yes, that's where they are.
That was one of the last places we went for the gas company. When I worked for the gas company, we had
There's
a base down there in El Central. It's like being in Mexico.
Pretty darn close. It's
You go down
close.
to El Mexico. There's a town that's from El Central. If you go right to the border, there's a town right there on the border on the U.S. side, American side, that it's just like Mexico, dirt roads and all. I went down there when I was down there because I just wanted to see what it was. So, okay, at that, we're going to leave you, and we'll be on tomorrow, and we'll try to set up a time, at least give you maybe an hour or so notice of when we'll go live. And we'll just have to see how the auction is, because we want to try to pace some of these bikes that we want to film, what they're selling for, and things like that. Because like today, I want to get the very first bike that comes through, and I want to film the bike as it comes up the hallway. And I think got some really neat stuff here. I got some really neat stuff, some choppers and all kinds of stuff.
I learned in my Spanish. I was
How come Monday?
Oh yeah, see they've got them lined up. They're starting to line them up, so it should be starting
there's
soon.
the first bike. We'll turn it around. You guys can see. Where's my turn around button?
It'll be down there.
There it is on this side. Turn around, turn around. There it is. There's the very first bikes that's going to go through the auction.
Can you zoom in?
Probably. Well, there we go. So that's the very first bike that'll be auctioned off today. And I got some crotch rockets there. Where's Palmoto when we need him? Might be a bike there he wants.
Yep.
Oh, look. It's almost like my mom's bike.
Yeah.
And there's a Honda dirt bike, off-road bike, whatever you want to call it. So that's the first selection of bikes that they're going to have, that they're going to be auctioned off. So that's going to start real soon, and we'll go down there and film that. And then David is still around. We'll be eating lunch right after that. If you want to go with us to, okay, turn the camera back around. Looking at the, we're going to be looking.
I told you, see how crowded it is?
Yeah, we're going to be.
It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of people here, but.
It's kind of sad that there's really, I bet you there's not even 50 people in here. But I mean, most all the sales are on the internet.
250 or 125, I guess.
It looks like a 250. But we'll go down and we'll film it and we'll let you guys know. We have to use the other phone because my other one's, this end's dying for some reason. I have to get the other, I didn't bring the other phone for filming bikes. So with that, we're going to leave you and we'll see you all later. And I got a video. I'll try to get it out tonight. Probably tomorrow morning it'll come up. And I'll show you a little bit of excitement for this morning, but it won't be a real long video because it takes me too long to upload it, download it, and send it here and send it there. So we'll do a live tomorrow, and we'll let you know what time later tonight or tomorrow morning. We'll give you the time that live will come on. Okay? See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye, Redfink.